Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to solve another SQL problem from HackerRank website. And the name of this problem is print prime numbers. And today is a day 40 of 100 days of SQL challenge where I will be solving one question each day. And I hope you guys are also solving one question with me to practice SQL. Okay, so let us read the problem. Write a query to print all prime numbers less than or equal to 1000. Print your result on a single line and use the ampersand, that is this and sign character as your separator instead of a space. Okay. For example, the output for all the prime numbers that is less than or equal to 10 would be, so prime numbers that is less than 10 is 2, 3, 5 and 7. Okay, so we have to print this and we have to use this ampersand sign instead of space between these. Okay, so I hope you understand the question. Now let's try to understand what is prime numbers. So prime numbers are the numbers which are divisible by 1 and the number itself, and 1 is not the prime. So for example 2 is divisible by 1 and 2 is divisible by itself, that is 2, so it is a prime number. Let's talk about the 4. Now 4 is divisible by 1, 4 is divisible by 2 and 4 is divisible by 4. So it is not only divisible by 1 and itself, but it is divisible by 2 also. So it is not a prime number. I hope you understand. So I have already written the code, but let me explain you this code step by step. Okay. So first this line. So what we are doing in this line, we are declaring this variable that is @num, and the data type we are setting is int, and we are initializing the value of this variable as 2. Okay, so what we are doing, we are declaring a variable and initializing its value as 2. Okay, I hope you understand. Now in this second line, what we are doing, we are again declaring the variable that is @result, and the data type of this is varchar max, and the initial value is empty string. Okay, so here what we are doing, another declaring variable where, and initializing it as empty string. Okay, all right. Now if you, so we are solving this question by while loop. Okay, so if you haven't know what is while loop and what is the syntax of while loop, I have already made one video explaining what is while loop. So I will put the link of that video in the description box. So I highly recommend you people to watch that video first and then come here. Okay, so let me try to explain you this. So first we have to write while, and then we have to write condition. So this is the condition. Now the condition is the result of this condition should be true or false. So this is a boolean. So the condition, this condition result should be true or false. Okay, so if the result of this condition is true, then this block between this begin and this and statement will run. Okay, so this block will run, and if this condition turns out to be false, then this block will not execute. Okay, I hope you understand this. So let's check. So what we are doing now, @num, my initial value is 2. So 2 is less than or equal to 100. Oh, sorry, 1000. So the condition is true, and if the condition is true, this block between the begin and end will run. Okay, now what we are doing here, we are again declaring one variable, that is at the rate is prime, and the data type is bit. So what is bit? Bit is the value can be 0, 1 or null. Okay, and we are initializing it by 1. And in this statement again we are declaring one variable, that is at the rate divisor, and the data type is int and initial value is 2. I hope you understand. And again we are using while loop. So this is nested while loop, means this is outer while and this is inner. So this is nested while loop in while loop. So this is nested while loop. I hope you understand. Okay, so what we are doing here is, while at the rate divisor is less than or is equals to square root of at the rate num, then so this, if this condition turns out to be true, then the block between this begin and end will run. Okay, this block will run, and if the condition turns out to be false, this will not execute, and we will come here and we will check this if at the rate now again. So if this condition turns out to be true, then this block between this begin and end will execute, this one, this statement will execute. And if the condition is not true, then this statement will not execute, and we will come here. Okay, all right, so now let's try to understand this by an example. So first, my value of at the rate num is equals to 2, and this condition, that is at the rate num, that is 2 is less than equal to 1000. So this condition is true. So what it will do, it will, this block that is between this begin and this end will execute. So this block will execute. Okay, so this block will execute. Now here at the rate divisor, my initial value of at the rate divisor is 2. So 2, and then 2 is less than or equals to square root of at the rate num. So at the rate num is 2, so square root of 2 is 1.41. Okay, so now can you tell me that 2 is less than or equal to 1.41? No, 2 is greater than 1.41, right? So this condition turns out to be false. And if this condition turns out to be false, then this block between this begin and end will not run. Okay, and we will come here, and we will check if at the rate is prime is equals to 1. So my initial value of at the rate is prime is 1. So 1 is equals to 1. Okay, so 1 is equals to 1. So this is true. And if this is true, the block between this begin and end, that is this one, will execute. So what it will give me, it will give me at the rate result. So initial value was empty string, so empty string plus, now at the rate num is int type. Okay, int type, so we cannot concatenate that int type with ampersand. So what we will do, we have to cast this and at the rate num as n varchar. Okay, so now we will easily concatenate, and the result of this will be, so 2 ampersand and the string as a string. Okay, I hope you understand. And now we will come to this statement, that is set at the rate num is equals to at the rate num plus 1. So initial value was 2, so 2 plus 1 3. So now my new value of at the rate num is 3. So here 3. So 3 is again this this will come to this statement. Okay, and it will check. So 3 is less than or equal to 1000. So the condition is true. So if the condition is true, the block between this begin and this end, that is this one, will execute, right? This one will execute, and we will check. So at the rate divisor, my divisor is still 2. So 2 is less than or equal to square root of at the rate num. So now at the rate num is 3. So square root of 3 is 1.7. Okay, 1.7. Again, can you tell me is 2 is less than or equal to 1.7? No. So again this condition is false, and if this condition is false, this block, that is this block, will not execute, and we will come here and it will check if at the rate prime is equals to 1. Yes, because the initial value is 1 and 1 is equals to 1, so again true, and it will so if this condition is true, this statement will run. Okay, this statement will run. Again here this at the rate num is 3, so we will cast that as n varchar and then concatenate with this ampersand. So now the result will become this at the rate result is my 2 ampersand and then 3 ampersand. So it will become with this, not this. So this. Okay, I hope you understand. Now we will come here and my new value will be 3 plus 1, that is 4. So again we will come here. Okay, it will check 4 is less than or equal to 1000. Again the condition is true, so this block will execute. And here, so at the rate divisor, now the value is 2, so 2 is less than or equal to square root of at the rate num. So square root of now my value of at the rate num is 4, so square root of 4 is 2. Okay, 2. So now this condition is true because 2 is equals to 2. So now this condition is true, and if this condition is true, the block between this begin and this end will execute. So this block will execute. Okay, and it will check if at the rate num, so at the rate num is 4 percentage, this percentage is modulus. Okay, so 4 modulus at the rate divisor, my divisor is 2 equal to 0. Okay, yes, this condition is true because what this modulus gives, this gives us the remainder. So when I divide 4 by 2, the remainder is 0. Yes, so this condition now turns out to be true, and if this condition turns out to be true, the block between this begin and this end will execute. Okay, so we will this line will execute, set at the rate is prime is equals to 0. So now the value of at the rate is prime will become 0, and we will instantly break this while loop. Why we are breaking? Because, so let's say if 4 is a prime number, okay, if 4 is a prime number, then it is divisible by 1 or itself, and we have clearly seen that it is divisible by 2. So it is not a prime number. That is why we don't have to now check for 3 or 4. Because we have seen that 4, when we are dividing 4 by 2, the remainder is 0. So that's why we are breaking here. And what break will do? Break will now when break will execute, we will exit from this while loop. We will exit from this while loop, and then we will come here. Now if at the rate is prime is equals to 1, now my variable value is 0. So 0 is not equal to 1. So this condition is false now. And if this condition is false, then this statement between begin and end, this will not execute. Okay, and this result will be still this. Okay, will be still this. And so why there is 2? Okay, will be this, and then we will come here, and now the new value of at the rate num will be 5. 4 plus 1 5. Okay, so again it will come here and it will check. So 5 is less than or equal to 1000. Okay, again the condition is true, so this block will execute. Okay, now while at the rate divisor, so 2 is less than or equal to square root of at the rate num. So at the rate num is 5, so square root of 5 is what? Let us check. So square root of 5 is 2.23. Now tell me, is 2 is less than or equal to 2.23? No, 2 is great. This So now tell me, is 2 is less than or equal to 2.23? Yes. Yes, 2 is less than 2.23. Okay, so this condition is true. Now if this condition is true, this block between this begin and then and this end will run. So this block will run. Okay, and it will check. So at the rate num, my at the rate num is 5. 5 when I divide by 2, does is equal to 0? No. Okay, when we divide 5 by 2, does the remainder turns out to be 0? No. So this condition now turns out to be false, and if this condition turns out to be false, then this block, that is this will not run. Okay, this will not run, and we will come here, and now my at the rate divisor will be 2 plus 1. So now new value will become 3. Now we will come again here, and it will check at the rate divisor. Now the value is 3. So 3. Now 3 is less than or equal to 2.23? No, 3 is greater than 2.23. Okay, so now this condition turns out to be false. Okay, condition turns out to be false, and this block will not, this block between this begin and end, this block will not execute, and we will come here, and my at the rate is prime is 1. So this condition is true. Okay, this condition is true because still the value of at the rate is prime is equals to 1. Okay, because these because this statement doesn't run for at the rate 5, at the rate num is equals to 5. Okay, so this condition turns out to be now true, and so if this condition turns out to be true, this will execute, and now what it will become, at the rate 5 as n varchar plus this ampersand. So this will become 5 ampersand. I hope you understand. And then again it will become 6, and so on. So when this block will, this condition turns out, when this block will turns out to be false, when my at the rate num will become 1001, then this block will end. Okay, I hope you understand. Now why we are doing this, that is set at the rate result is equals to left at the rate result comma length at the rate result -1. Why we are doing so? Here as you can see, my this result is this. Okay, my this result is 2 ampersand, 3 ampersand, 5 ampersand. So I need to remove this last ampersand. Okay, I need to remove this last ampersand. So I will use the left function. So what left function does is, left function starts with the leftmost character. So it will start with 2, and then after comma it needs how many characters we want. Okay, so in this result there are how many characters? 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 6 minus 1 will be 5. So from leftmost side, that is 2, I need 5 characters. So 1 2 3 4 and 5. Only this will come as my at the rate result, and then we will print this at the rate result. Okay, I hope you understand this question. Okay, this is very important question, and it is a medium level problem. Okay, now let's run the code. Okay, so we have passed all the sample test cases, and let me quickly submit the code. And if you guys are liking my videos, please subscribe to the channel, and if you don't understand anything, please ask in comment section. Okay, and thank you so much for watching the video.